So I'm going to start with you, Nick. In your world, what's the most offensive thing that somebody can say?
I mean, to me personally, faggot, I can't stand that word. And I know different people have different stances on it. And some people will say it's like a whole other reclaiming thing that like, it's our word. But to me, I'm like, that is not my word. I don't like it at all. Like, to me, it's just one of those words. It's like, there's no place.
Unless you say it, which like you just did, you said it, but normally you wouldn't say it, right? You said
no.
It.
Yeah, no.
Do you ever say like the F word? Like you wouldn't say the word, you yourself would say, yeah, the F word. I don't like that word.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I just abbreviate it.
Well, how do you respond when you hear it?
So if it's one of my friends or something and they would say it, like even jokingly, like I'll tell them. I'll just be like, hey, I don't care for that. Like and so like I've had conversations with my friends that say the same thing, like, oh, well, like I don't mean it. And I'm like, yeah, I get you don't mean it, but like at the same time, like just use a different word. I'd rather you call me gay or something than just say that.
Or call me Nick.
Yeah, Nick works too.
Yeah. So when people say they don't mean it, what do you think they're actually saying?
I think they just try and use it as a word to like I don't know, like get closer or like relate or something like that. And it's like, I don't relate with that.
Do you use queer? Is that in your lexicon?
Yeah.
So you grew up around queer, using queer probably.
No. Actually, where I'm from, gay was a bad word. We use the word fruity where I'm from.
Dude, from Huntington. Man, you guys are like from the 1960s, man.
And that was rural growing up with my family and stuff that did not want to talk about it at all. So Up until pretty much college, I thought gay was a bad word.
When did you come out?
I tried in 11th grade and then that didn't really work. So like I kind of just let it go and then actually did it freshman year of college.
So you being on the live stream and basically saying to the world, like, yeah, I'm gay. Like is that on a scale of 1 to 10, is that
It's weird because it's like I'm not someone that's super public about it. Like I just don't care enough to feel like I have to tell anyone. Yeah. So this is weird, but like I don't care.
Yep, I got you. Yep. Yeah, I got you. It's like talking about things that you wouldn't like talk, you know what I mean? It's like whatever. It's like talking about the fact that you wear glasses or you have AirPods. Hey, so Jackson, how about you, man? What's like the most offensive thing in your world?
See, I don't feel like I get offended by much. If anything, like if someone called me a hypocrite, I'd be kind of most offended, but that's about it. Like I don't really get offended by what other people have to say about me. It's like my own opinion. You know what I mean?
So you have dyslexia though, right?
Yeah, I do.
What about that? Like, could I make a dyslexic joke? And
you could, but like, it's true. Like a lot of the things, like I know I can't read or spell as well as other people, but like I'm excelled further than most people. Like I'm really good at math. I'm in engineering, so that maybe that is a reason why I'm so good at math. I don't know. If a most blind people can hear way better than the average person. Like that's how I feel it is with dyslexia, right? I can't read as well as someone else, but I might be way more inclined in other areas.
So do your friends ever, do they ever make jokes about it?
Yeah, every once in a while.
All right, no, hang on. You're a guy. So the question is, how often do they make jokes about it?
If I misspell stuff, it's almost intimate that it's coming out, man. Like anytime I misspell anything in a group chat, like I always get worried that they might say it, but like I don't really care. Like I didn't know I had dyslexia till my 11th grade in high school. So I dealt with it my entire life and had no idea. So like I feel like I'm not very hinged by it as much as other people.
If I were speaking with the president of the Dyslexia Foundation of America, what do you think they would say about what offensive things?
They might say it's more offensive than I do, but like I said earlier, like I don't get offended by much. Like I guess what, I'd be more offended by the person it's coming from. Like if it came from a loved one, then I'd be more offended than if it came from like my friend or some random person from class or whatever.
Do you have any friends who are gay?
I have a family friend that is out. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you ever talk to them about?
He's older. He went to college with my parents. So, I mean, I've not really talked to it to them about it, but I know when I'm around them, like I can't say certain stuff that I might be allowed to say in my own household or whatever.
Like what?
Behind the curtain, some people always talk, like, I guess me and my mom have stipulations on who in my friend group might or may not be gay, right? But like we don't say that to their face. We just like say it behind the back, right? So like I would never say anything like that to someone that I know may or may not be.
Because like
it might offend them, yeah. It would probably offend them, and I don't want to offend them.
How about this? Back when you were not out, if Jackson had been your high school friend and he asked you if you were gay, would you have been offended, or how would you have felt about that?
I probably would have been a little offended just because of the circles that I like hung out with in high school. Because like back then when I wasn't so sure of myself, I'd have probably been like, what are you trying to say? But my hopeful answer is that I would just been like, no. And just like, it wouldn't have offended me.
Hey, Jackson, just don't listen. Take your headphones off really fast. All right, really fast. Okay, Nick, ask Jackson if he's gay. All right.
Okay.
All right, put him back on.
So like, are you gay?
No, I would say no. I'm pretty positive that I'm not gay. Yeah. I mean, I've never really thought about it because it's never really crossed my mind, but.
Dude, so in other words, you might be.
I guess I am certain, like I have a girlfriend, like I don't know.
Dude, Nick,
but like I said, my family friend.
Dude, Nick went to his senior prom, man. So I know that.
My family friend is actually pretty like devastating. He almost married a woman, but he just couldn't do it, and it was pretty hard on her and him.
Jackson, are you offended by Nick asking you that?
No,
right.
Probably not. No.
Well, all right. Like, what do you think about Jackson saying, I don't want to ask because I might offend somebody?
Even if I wasn't gay, I feel like I just like, no. But I feel like people, like a lot of people get the stigma that they have to be not gay. Like they have to prove that they are not gay.
So Jackson, let me ask you this, right? What would be offensive about asking someone who's gay if they're gay when they're not gay? Like, what would be offensive about that?
I guess I'm like imposing like what I see in them. And it's probably not nice to say stuff like that. And it's probably like, because I see this certain characteristic that is commonly associated, which probably shouldn't be, it might offend them.
Most people who are gay, you have no idea they're gay.
Yeah, I would agree.
We'll start right there. Okay, so let's move. Now, if that's the case, then what would you be? There might be any number of reasons why you just would ask someone, "Hey, are you gay?"
I mean, you don't go around asking people like, do they like women? I feel like it's the same thing. Like I wouldn't go around asking people, like no one goes around asking people if they have dyslexia. Like that doesn't happen. Like people don't ask questions like that.
Dude, awesome point. Yep. Nick, you got anything to add to this conversation here, pal?
Yeah, see, I totally agree with that. It's just one of those things that's hard for me to even think about because like I just don't care that much. Like for me, it's if you're gay, then and you want people to know, then you'll let them know. And if you don't want people to know, then okay, I'm not going to ask you.
Do you ever use the F word?
I would say I'd probably use it more than I should. Yeah.
Do you want to say anything to Nick about that, pal?
I mean, I probably can work on it. Like I guess from where I'm from, it's like my friend group that I like associated with back in high school, we would use it all the time as a joke, but like I can understand now. I went to a predominantly like non-diverse area high school, so I can see how it could be offensive now coming to state college and stuff.
Well, except in that non-diverse area, you had the same percentage of queer people as every other area. So, hey, Nick, do you have anything you would say to Jackson?
I would just say too, so Jackson, I feel like we came from really similar areas. Like there was one gay kid in my high school. Like that's it. Like, and I knew he was gay. And so I kind of used him like to survey myself. And I was like, okay, like I was kind of getting cues from him about what I should do or like how I should go about it. But I agree with you that being from that area, I definitely said that when I was in high school. I used that word in high school too, because it's just a term of endearment kind of in that sense. But like after I became more aware and I started getting more into like gay politics and stuff like that, you can ask even Niche, my best friend, she kind of got me into things like that as I came to Penn State, and we talked about it. And it's funny that I just started learning about things, and I started picking it up that that it's not okay. It's and I can understand that people use it as a term of endearment too, but yeah, it's just one of those things that you learn that it's just like, why it got to be that?
You said something here, right, that I want to go back to. You said I could probably use that word less. And what I want to say is, no, you could definitely use that word less. You could never use it. You just have to decide. Like, do you ever? Go ahead.
That's what I was saying. I was just saying, like,
okay,
yeah, you probably, I don't know. I should say I should, or I am going to, right?
Yeah. Like for example, this is what's interesting, right? Like if we were talking about the N-bomb, the N word, you wouldn't say, you would, as a white guy, you would never admit in this class anyway, that I use the word, I probably should use it less. Right.
Yeah, I would never, I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the F word is like, it hasn't reached that status of the N word, but it's getting there. I mean, it's getting there, right?
Nick, what do you think of when you hear masculine male equals straight, feminine male equals gay?
See, and that's another one of those things that I have a problem with, because even within the gay community, there's just that dichotomy of the feminine one is like the more gay one, and the masculine one is the more straight one. But like, I have literally seen couples that are completely different. Just means like me and my boyfriend, like we're equally both. Like, I mean, it's not saying that someone that's gay has to be feminine, or like masculinity is like straight. I mean, I would love for masculine men, like straight men, if that's what we're trying to say, masculine men to show more of their feminine side. Through that, we can get more vulnerability out of them, and they can start living their lives instead of trying to be cooped up all the time.